opening the room for anyone to ask questions. So anyone want to ask questions can just raise your hands and ask any specific question. We're just gonna be full of questions.
Yes.
So nanti kita start dengan Q&A dulu, lepas tu baru akhir ada little bit of
performance.
Yeah. So kepada siapa yang ada, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Please introduce yourself and then we'll answer the question. Yeah. Kita ada soalan.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm gonna start asking, roll calling the questions for you guys.
Ada?
Okay.
Depan sikit lah, Wak.
Can you come closer to the stage and
Hi, how are you?
very fine. Dia adalah album kan. Dan you terkenal dengan lagu Hiburan yang tak silap saya album kedua. Mengapa memilih akhirnya, ada tak cerita yang membuatkan you rasa okay, selepas kelahiran boy ini kita akan buat tour untuk South Asia?
Oke, terima kasih. Sebenarnya Southeast Asia Tour memang terjadi seharusnya di album Flying Solo. We planned the Southeast Asia Tour around 2020, but pandemic happened. Jadi memang ada 2 tahun tertunda because of pandemic. We end up releasing another album after that, which titled Solipsism. And then tahun ini ketika sudah endemi baru bisa dilakukan rencana yang tertunda. That's why it's on the 4th album, and To the Bone is also never a plan untuk got so big on TikTok and all that. We were actually surprised karena naiknya setelah 2 tahun rilis. And it's.
So sebenarnya Berhenti itu adalah album yang dilahirkan waktu pandemic.
Sebenarnya iya, I wrote all the songs 2021. Seharusnya memang setelah Solipsism 1 langsung berhenti. But again, because of the pandemic, it was a strange time because everything is changing. Kita jadi bingung. Should we release it? Another album? Should we not? Kalaupun rilis, what should we do? There's nothing we can do about the situation. Makanya jadi ada Solipsism 0.2. Makanya berarti itu lumayan, album yang prosesnya lumayan panjang sampai 1,5 tahun. I had to just simpan lagu-lagu yang sudah tertulis.
So maknanya ada banyak lagi lagu
di
yang
album
ditulis, yang tidak direkam untuk berhenti, yang masih lagi banyak material.
Sebenarnya iya, kisah pandemic kita nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain, so I end up writing a lot of new songs yang nggak tahu rumahnya di mana. Jadi just sort of saving it. Lihat nanti kalau misalnya akan ada album lagi mungkin, but we'll see.
Proses kreatif untuk album ini buat pendek?
Proses kreatifnya waktu pandemi aku sempat stres karena because I love talking to people and meeting people in person. I'm not much of a texter, so the fact that I couldn't go anywhere, meet anyone, and I lived alone di Indonesia, memang tinggal sendiri. Jadi dengan orang tua pun video call. It was a very hard time for me to survive mentally. Wasn't happy at all. I decided to pack all my clothes and then go for a road trip, solo road trip dari Jakarta Bali. That's 1.500 kilometer-ish. Spent 2 months living on the road and then end up di Bali. And on that journey, I get to write all these new songs for Birdie. Plus, it's a very weird experience in a good way. Karena for the past 3 years before that, I was always doing music. I would always working, and then for the first time in years, finally get to hang out with myself again. Well, you can listen to the album to understand how it feels.
So is Birdie? Would you consider Birdie a happy or a lonesome album? Because like I know that you name it Birdie because it's sort of like a free kind of feeling
I suppose that could be it. I would say it's a happy sad album.
Happy is like that.
Happy sad, yeah. It's a bit of balance, a bit of both sides, and yeah. In one hand, it's a lonesome sort of theme, but also I like to be alone. And at the time, I was dealing with because things got really number-wise because of To The Bone, and back in Indonesia, things got really packed. And
would you say that were you mentally prepared for the acceptance for the penyambutan album lagu To The Bone punya virality? How was your mental process accepting the virality? Yeah.
It was weird because I was always thinking the thing about the fame, menurutku ketenaran tuh it's magnify everything, you know. It's zooming in everything seperti kaca pembesar. Obviously, mentally, there's some rooms that you can really save it because you lose a bit of privacy and all that.
Did you predict it at all that
No,
it was going to be this
not at
big?
all. Yeah, not at all. Because I was always growth over numbers. I would always prioritize growth over numbers. So for me as a songwriter or even as a person, yang penting kita maju dan belajar sesuatu. Like for example, the Birdie Southeast tour, the expectation was so low. We don't mind, me and the whole team, kalau misalnya pun manggungnya ketika main yang datang 90-70 orang, we don't mind at all. Yang penting kita in Indonesia, in Jawa, we call it kulon one. It's saying hello. It's humbly knocking on people's door. Yang penting kita kenal dulu and then learn about the music scene here in Malaysia and other countries outside Indonesia, and that's always the aim, the growth.
During your writing process, while writing for your materials, do you plan the live while you were writing? Were you planning your live performances as well? Like, you imagine writing, misalnya menulis lagu itu, did you imagine it to be played live, or is it something that?
I think not. In writing session, when it comes to writing music, I would always prioritize. I get to deliver the message first. Once the song or the message or the value of the song is bold enough, I suppose it's just all about finding the right sound to become the vehicle of the value of the song. If that makes any sense.
Ada lagi soalan? Yes, Surina.
How's the journey inspired me musically and personally? Well, it was a very happy time for me. Um, it almost feels like a spiritual journey. 2 bulan lah, 2 bulan sampai balik lagi. What I realized is I suppose I had a lot of anger within because of the personally it's very hard to accept things are getting things are changing and it's getting better and better and better because based on experience kalau hidup baik dan bagus aku agak curiga gitu loh kayak oh abis ini biasanya langsung and it was getting better and better and better and better and better. It's hard. I learned that it's very hard to accept success. It takes you got to stretch yourself to be able to accept the success, and especially with the great team behind me. Personally, I mean, on one hand, I'm lucky enough to get to have them, but on the other hand, on a personal level, I get to understand and see it as a responsibility, you know. And again, as a person who prioritizes growth over anything, I would always want to learn something new, experience something new, struggle more, new mistakes, making new mistakes, struggling bigger things, so then I can say to myself that I am growing as a person. And I suppose that journey specifically, the biggest thing that happened would be I get to hang out a lot with myself, with something that I rarely do for the past years because of the work, and that experience helps me to sort of redefine who I am, whether as a person or as an artist or as a singer-songwriter, and that helps me to opening sort of a new door to a new life. Because I believe in in music, I believe in trilogy. Kalau sudah rilis album 1, you have to selesaikan sampai album 3. And then another trilogy, album keempat, 5 dan 6, and then 6, 7, 8 dan 9. And this is the 4th album, so basically a new trilogy. So that is making a lot of sense, the fact that I am sort of redefining, re-owning who I am. Because again, with social media, sometimes it gets harder to really listen to your own thoughts and feeling your own feelings, because everybody can jump in and say what they say. And the little bubble that I'm supposed to have as a songwriter needs to be very clear. I need to think my own thoughts and feel my own feelings in order to be able to write something that on the level of honesty that I wanted. And that journey specifically helps me to be able to reach that.
Any more questions?
Ada soalan lagi?
Raise your hands. Anyone?
So do you feel now that this tour would be better if it happens before the pandemic or after the pandemic, now that you have had that experience to sort of like learn and like know more about yourself? And
I suppose I think it's I mean it happened, and I don't really think about whether it's better or not, but looking back now, I suppose it'll be a different experience if I come here 2 years before. I mean, the level of maturity and as a person, personally, it wasn't. It's going to be different. I don't know if it's going to be in a bad or good way, but it'll be different.
ada soalan lagi? Yeah, what? Yeah. Any information about what's going to happen tomorrow at the concert?
Okay.
Any songs, or what are you focusing on in terms of
Yes.
how is it going to be? Like, is there going to be like anything different that you're going to do, or is it organic? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be, I suppose, 14 songs, an hour and a half show for tomorrow. We try to fit in all the songs. Karena kita bikin question box di Instagram and asking people here which song that they wanna.
Each country?
In Malaysia, because I think this is the only country yang sampai 1,5 jam mainnya, right? Yes. Yang lainnya kayaknya sejam saja. Besok 1,5 jam. And album 1, 2, 3, dan 4 akan masuk setlist. So it'll be a lot of songs. Hopefully I still remember the lyrics.
Previous vacation Philippines, Thailand, memang kata bukan memang power lah.
How's the response? Bagaimana sambutannya di
Well,
Thailand dan Philippines?
Yes, it's good. Karena kita memang mapping Southeastern based on Spotify data. Karena di data memang ada beberapa bisa dilihat gitu negara mana aja yang sudah mendengar lagunya, and one of the biggest ones Malaysia, I think the third one.
What's the first and what's the second?
First Indonesia, second Philippines, Malaysia, and then America dulu, America and then Thailand.
Your expectation for
My expectation is always I get to have fun on stage, hopefully.
Ada soalan lagi?
Any more questions?
Any more questions? On the performance, on the album. I have like Surina again. Yeah.
Well, hopefully yes. I mean, every album I would always try to be honest. Tapi bisa dirasakan memang yang ini jauh lebih raw dan apa adanya gitu, kayak ya udahlah adanya gini. Yeah, it's just all about maju aja. Kalau misalnya album pertama kan, my focus probably would be at the very least I'm on the map. And second album, my focus was to sort of tancapkan benderanya lebih tinggi gitu. Yang ketiga, it's just about letting people know my values as an artist or singer-songwriter. Album keempat lebih kepada I want to be able to be myself, and whether it's on stage, and every time I play music or the music itself, I want to be able to represent myself enough as a person. Kenalan.
Have you written songs for other artists? Or,
I mean, I did a couple of collaborations. But as a songwriter, maybe in the future.
I think collaboration between countries daripada di antara negara would actually, collaboration. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did back in Philippines weeks ago. We did collaboration with Ben and Ben. They're currently the biggest streamed band on Philippines. And then on the pandemic, I did a lot of collaborations with a couple of artists back in Indonesia.
Anyone in Malaysia that you are eyeing for collaboration?
I mean, if it's music, I'm always open for music.
Fantastic.
You know.
Very diplomatic.
I knew Ziafi. Yeah.
We'll make sure to let her know.
And also I knew Hujan, Mas Dimas, yes? Yeah. Just bought his guitar, by the way.
Okay.
That's why.
We're very happy to know that.
Any more questions?
Any more questions? Ya, daripada utusan Akira.
Si Pamungkas banyak kasihkan lagu-lagu English song. Kenapa agaknya? Adakah itu karena kamu ada sasaran untuk sudah berada di tahap internasional? Bukan cuma write on that English song atau bagaimana?
I think it's because I spent a lot of my youth jadi regular band di cafe back in Indonesia. I think it was 6 years. Every week I would play top 40 songs di cafe. Cover songs, yes. And in that 6 years, majority of the songs memang lagu bahasa Inggris. So maybe that's why when I wrote my own songs, keluarnya end up being in English instead of apa bahasa. Karena memang mungkin terbiasanya bernyanyi dan ngulik belajarnya lagu bahasa Inggris. Again, I never really think that way. Kayak yang penting marketnya gini-gini, no, it's music, apa yang keluar aja.
Any more questions?
Okay. Reference, I suppose, the Roots, Beatles, because I'm a huge Beatles fan. Yeah. My favorite Beatles song, That Big Girl, on Rubber Soul album. And also, I listen a lot to folk music. Bob Dylan, probably the newer one is Madison Cunningham. It's stuff like that, but I suppose Beatles would be the roots of it, yeah.
Because we have like even for Beatles, we have the serious Beatles and the more fun Beatles, you know, like
Yeah.
the Hare Rama, Hare Krishna
Yes.
Beatles, like you know the long and winding road Beatles, like
Yeah.
the more like more happy. You know?
Yes.
And then they go like really serious and they start to talk about issues. So which part of that the Beatles that you relate
Well,
to the most?
I suppose it's different. Beda lagu, beda value, I suppose. But like I am safe to say, Rubber Soul, Revolver, even with the Beatles, early Beatles, and also probably Let It Be. The sadness and the sort of the hollowness of Let It Be ada di album ini, I suppose.
Okey, ada lagi soalan daripada sidang media? Kalau tidak ada lagi, anyone last one, last satu saja. Anyone? Do you have a? I have like a million. So you can go ahead.
I heard you sing too, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, not about me, but I'm a big fan of
I'll forward to you about it.
Kiranya Mas, ada lagi, you said before that you have a lot of materials, right?
Yes.
Kiranya, how soon can we expect your upcoming material after this tour?
As soon as I get my time for holiday, when the manager said you can go on a holiday, that's when I can work on something.
But that's not a holiday then.
Yeah.
I love playing and creating music, so probably the aim was always setiap album mau rilis, setiap tahun mau rilis album, karena waktu itu 2018 my debut album. Second album 2019 flying solo, solipsism pertama 2020, solipsism 0.2 2021, and then Birdie 2022. Well, hopefully kalau ada rezekinya 2023, we'll see.
You mentioned, okay, just one last question. You mentioned that you're not about the numbers.
Yes.
But at the same time, you are here because.
Yes.
So, what is your take in that? What is your opinion on that? Because
Yes.
it's all like we see the growth. But you mentioned that you care more about personal growth, but at the same time, the growth in numbers you cannot ignore.
Yes.
Because there's a stark difference in both from hundred thousands to hundred thousands, then now you're going talking millions.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your opinion?
My opinion on that is, I think it's important, for me personally as a songwriter, it's important to nurture my own little bubble, because I suppose that's what it takes to be able to be honest with myself, which leads to writing something that is very me, you know. And that little bubble needs to be very bersih, you know, from what people say about me and what people think about me. And
That comes with numbers as well.
yes, it comes with numbers as well, and therefore, seperti pakai kacamata kuda, as a songwriter, I gotta be able to nurture that bubble without having to negatively ignore the numbers. But again, the numbers, the bigger the numbers, the bigger the responsibilities. The bigger the numbers, the bigger the expectation, which means that I have to even more nurturing the little bubble as a songwriter. And I think I cannot do it. I mean, everybody's different, but for me, I cannot. I don't think I'm able to do taking care and nurturing the bubble while focusing on the numbers. So it needs to be balanced. But as a songwriter, in the process of writing and making music, especially on stage, I just gotta get to have fun and to be anak kecil, because I suppose, yes, menjadi seniman sama dengan menjadi anak kecil.
That's a fantastic answer.
So, since we have no more questions, everyone? No more?
Yeah.
I heard Mas Rizky that you'll be playing a little song for us.
Yes.
Yes.